Hello and welcome to day 5 of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. It is Drake Day today. It is the 21st of November. This was the site that I was privy to when I came to the IAE today. Let's go to the actual expo hall. Drake, it used to be my favourite brand of ships for manufacturer. However, I really love Crusader now. But Drake still holds a strong, high place in my heart. We've got the starting ship, the Drake Cutter, to start with. This is actually a pretty good starter ship. It's pretty sort of robust and durable is the idea, I believe. Very easy to maintain as well. It's got a bit of cargo. It's got your sort of sleeping area as well. Sort of like all going on. Very cool little ship. A lot of people might want to start the game with something that looks, you know, a bit more utilitarian. A bit more, I really like the way it looks. I think it's cool. Got a few little UPPs on the front. And then you've got the Drake Cutter Scout variant. So basically, this has got better scanner, better detection equipment. That is the idea there. You can see here, you've got your better radar system that you can access. Oh, the innards of the ship being shown. So we've got the little bathroom there. Yeah, very cool ship. Great little starter. If you want an entry level sort of scouting, exploration-ish ship, then maybe the Scout is for you. Although there are rumours that there is an expedition version too. What else do we have? We've got the Caterpillar. Caterpillar is at the moment one of the largest cargo ships in game. Obviously the Hull C currently wins that by quite some margin. But it used to be the biggest, the Caterpillar. It's still pretty big. It's got 5 modular sections. I say 5. We've got this front modular section. And then you've got the 4 sections, boop, 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 there, that all are going to be modular and changeable for different types of modules. We're not entirely sure what we can put there beyond the cargo modules at the moment, but you will be able to put a lot more. And you can see it's an asymmetric ship. On this side, there is a newly added tractor beam, which can actually be used, ship's go tractor beam, for managing its cargo, for grabbing stuff. Absolutely fantastic sort of multi-role ship eventually. Hopefully Cloud Imperium will start talking a bit more about what it can do in the not too distant future as they add modularity. There's this sort of has it got a tractor beam on each side? Huh. So that's the sort of its command module on the left. Originally that was supposed to be able to detach and then attach with other caterpillars or fly away as an escape pod. But this looks like it's got a tractor beam on each side, which I didn't realise it had. I thought it only had it on that side. Interesting if it does have them on both sides. Just because I didn't realise that. And you can tell me in the comments below if it does have them on both sides. It looks like it does. But yeah, very cool ship. The Caterpillar. Let's open it up. So you can actually see. Come on. Come on. Oh, it is opened. So, basically there's sort of 2 decks there. The sort of upper rafters. And then you've got the main sort of cargo area there that you can put all of your loot and cargoes on. And yeah, when we do have modularity to it, and you can change lots of different modules for it, you can still have your cargo modules there. It's still perfectly viable. And also, Cloud Imperium did say that things like the prisoner pods, they would be available as big cargo sort of things that you could put in your cargo bay. So you could have this as like a prisoner ship. I mean, they've got things like that in-game already as part of missions. Right, what else have we got around? So what do we have sneaking in this hall? Okay, so, oh hello. We've got a variety of Drake ships. We've got the Herald. Very underused at the moment, the Herald. So it is primarily supposed to be a very fast data running ship. So the idea is it's got these these computers, which can be full of data. Data is cargo, sort of very important data potentially, and you get it from A to B as quickly as possible, and maybe like data smuggling, and you'll be able to, at the touch of a button, wipe the data, so it becomes less viable to steal that data from you, and it's much better for sort of sensitive data or time-sensitive data and stuff like that. So Herald, very cool ship. You can fly it now in game. It's sort of almost like a dragster is the idea as well, but it's a cool little data running ship. That man very excited to get on board. He's doing a little mime. We've got the Corsair over here, one of my favourite ships in the game, the Corsair. It is basically an alternative to the Constellation Aquila. It's no frills, mid to pushing on high-tier exploration. Sort of very good at multi-role, multi-crew as well. Great mission runner. It's got a load of weaponry, but is great for long-distance exploration. It doesn't have a medical bay. That's basically its downside in terms of sort of like being an explorer like the 890 Jump or the KRAKEN. But it's got a big cargo bay that can fit a vehicle. It's got a load of facilities and rooms and all that sort of jazz, and all the equipment you need for exploration. It's a fantastic ship. Really recommend it. And then you've got this very interesting medium fighter, the Buccaneer. And basically with the Buccaneer, they've gone, let's just put as many guns as we can on a ship and not worry about how sort of vulnerable its systems are. So very, very, very point towards enemy, load of weapon systems just plonked on a ship. Hasn't got like any particularly giant weapons or anything like that compared to some other ships, like you know, I said like a Skaven there, sort of like Ares or something like that. But it is a very cool ship, and if you're sort of like trying to get a cheap but very good medium fighter, it's something I would actually buy in game. It's the Buccaneer. The Buccaneer's great. What else have we got? I have to run to the other hall. So I expect that this is the Cutlass room. Okay, so we've got the Cutlasses, we've got the Cutlass Black, we've got the Cutlass Red, we've got the Cutlass Steel and Blue, as well as the Vulture. So let's have a quick gander at the Cutlass Black. Cutlass Black. I've used this ship more than any other in the game. It is my daily driver. I am considering replacing it with the C1 Spirit, just because they fill similar roles and I like the look of the Spirit more. But we'll see how that pans out. I absolutely love the Cutlass Black. It allows you to do a little bit of everything in the verse, for whether you want to be solo, whether you want to have a couple of crew with you. You've got a little living area, basically, and yeah, you've got your turrets. I think it's cool. I think it's an absolutely fantastic multi-role sort of ship, and great for cargo, and great for pirates. You've got the Cutlass Red. Cutlass Red goes, I want to be an ambulance. And it's all got a little tiny cargo bay, but then it puts 2 medical beds in the back. They're the lowest tier of medical bed that's available, but that will allow you to treat a load of different types of wounds, and it will allow you to stabilize people that are in like very bad shape in the future. You've got your sort of weapons racks and a toilet instead of a turret access. Some people get confused and think this is somehow turret access. We're sitting on the toilet. It's basically like a little medical scanner thing on top. Little medical beacony scanner boy on top. Not actually entirely sure what it is. This thing. It's probably for scanning for people that are in distress, right? We've got the Vulture in the center. So this is a solo, although it does work moderately well as a duo, sort of with an extra crewman salvage ship. And at the moment in game, it can do hull stripping salvage. And basically, you use the I think one of these is technically a tractor beam now, or you can turn it into tractor beam mode. But you hull strip with these bad boys, and then you make boxes of salvage in the rear section of the ship, where there is this dispensary, which will then dispense out a box of salvage, and then you put it into your cargo sort of grid manually, unfortunately, because otherwise it sort of blocks the door. So if you run it solo, which you're kind of supposed to, you'd come out of your pilot seat and move the box, and then go back into your pilot seat and do some more salvage, but having another person there is great. We are going to be getting structural salvage with Alpha 3.22, which will give this another operation beyond hull stripping. You'll also be able to basically crunch up more of the ship. I believe you sort of break parts off of a ship and then put them in between this sort of array, and it will and then bring it into the sort of more of the ship at the front. So we'll have to see exactly how that all works and how it pans out. We're getting that with the Reclaimer as well. But Vulture, very cool industry ship. I like salvage because it's like treasure hunting. When you go salvage a ship, you can strip the weapons off as well with tractor beams, and you can also loot anything that's in the cargo bay. We've got the Drake Cutlass Blue. So this is basically the police cruiser of the Cutlass series. It's kind of supposed to be used for militia, or by militia, to take out criminals and that sort of stuff. The idea is it's more heavily armed and armoured, but instead of those medical beds, instead of the expansive sort of cargo bay, you've got these little prisoner pods, little cryopods, 12 of them, that you can use to transport prisoners in general, because I suspect there will be prisoner transport and cargo, prisoner as cargo missions, but also do bounties and get them, put them in the pods, and then take them to the little sort of security stations that will be part of a load of the space stations in game. So we've got the Drake Cutlass Steel as well. So this is, I think it's like randomly quite expensive, this ship, but basically instead of the other modular sections and the cargo, it goes, what if we made it into a dropship and crammed as many seats in as possible? And it's got loads of these little turrets that can be manned in the rear and sides of the ship. Let's open up this side as well. Got another two there. So loads and loads and loads and loads of little turrets that can be used by the passengers. And then you've got 2, 4, 6 at 12. 18 seats. 18 seats for passengers. I did very slow maths. I'm very tired. And you've got a turret access here as well. No toilet. Weird. The red's got a toilet because it's an emergency. But the steel doesn't appear to have a toilet with such a large crew. I think that's a fool's errand. What's in the little hall underneath and the holosuite today? There's a nice shot of the caterpillar there with all of its different modules open, front and sides. Very cool ship. So downstairs in the little vehicle room just in front of the holosuite, we've got some dragonflies. Really like the little dragonfly. It's a 2-seater little hoverbike. You can have someone sitting on the back. I think they're pointed the other way and can shoot off the back. But you've also got room for little cargo crates as well. It's sort of versatile. It's got some pew-pews. Very cool little thing that can fit in a load of ships. And then we've got the mule. So I feel the mule's almost a meme, but it is a interesting little cargo utility car that can be driven around, hold cargo in its little side bits, and on the front and back. It's going to be very useful for loading and unloading ships and vehicles, but we're going to see NPCs using them loads for loading and unloading as well. It's not something all ground vehicles, I sort of say, buy in-game, just because of the nature of how cheap they are to buy in-game. And what do we have in the hall today? Just a single ship in the holosuite. We've got the KRAKEN. It's the KRAKEN. It's the mobile sort of light assault carrier that's kind of like a repair, rearm and refuel space station. Obviously there's the privateer variant, which forsakes its little dragonfly bay and some of its cargo space to have shops on board as well. I think a load of people love the Kraken. And the Kraken and the Privateer are on limited sale today as well. I'm going to jump on the website and you will be able to see exactly what is on sale. I suspect they've been sold out for the first wave, but there are more waves. So, on the RSI website, what do we have for sale? Day 5 and the little magazine. So we've got a interview with the CEO of Drake. If you're interested, I will link that down below to take a look at. So we've got that Buccaneer available, $110. It's expensive, for sure. However, it's pretty good for Star Citizen prices for ships, and it is a very solid medium fighter with a load of firepower on it. I'd say much more sort of PvE orientated, just because of how I think a skilled pilot will be able to take one out, but I think it will be very useful against NPCs. You've got the Caterpillar, $330 for that modular, currently heavy freight ship, so it's obviously set up with those cargo modules. In the future there will or should be a load more choice there, but we are waiting on those mechanics, and it could be quite some time, and $330 is quite expensive. We've got the Corsair, Drake Corsair, fantastic sort of exploration ship there, but as I said, very useful for multi-role mining and mining? Not mining. It's not a mining ship at all. What am I talking about? You could use it to find where asteroids are for mining and for sort of places for bases and stuff, but it's an exploration ship. It's sort of doesn't have that medical bay, but it does have a load of sort of facilities and sensors and scanners for long range and long distance sort of exploration. Very, very cool ship. Alternative to sort of Constellation Aquila. It is an alternative to the Carrack for sure as well, and a much cheaper sort of price point. You've got the Cutlass Black, $110 there. I'd say if you had a choice between a Cutlass Black and a Buccaneer, I'd go for the Cutlass Black. I think it's much more of a multi-role ship that will allow you to expand into having some extra crew and that sort of stuff, because you'll be able to get NPC crew, you'll be able to get AI blades to do a lot of this stuff if you do want to fly solo still. Maybe you'll be able to slave some turrets, but $110 is pretty good, I think, for that ship. And then you've got the Cutlass Blue, $175. It's got flashing lights. It's got those police lights. Hasn't got sirens, but it's got the Ninor lights, which is the important thing, and you can make the sound yourself. $135, the Cutlass Red, that ambulance ship with the little distress scannery doodad on top. I'm not entirely 100% sure exactly what that is on top. I think it's just an additional, better radar scanner boy. I've never actually thought about it more. I've just been flying around going, I want to do medical gameplay. You've got the Drake Cutlass Steel, $235. It's pretty expensive for what it is, but it is a very useful sort of slimline dropship, allowing you to get a load of troops on the ground, assuming you have those troops. You've got the Cutter, $45. It's a solid starter ship, for sure. And then you've got the Cutter Scout, which I think is a better version of the Cutter, but it is $5 more at $50. Got the Dragonflies, they're $40. Cool little hover bikes. You can see someone on the rear having a bit of a shoot. Got the Herald, $85. When we have data running as actual gameplay, it's going to be used a lot, as is the Mercury Star Runner. But at the moment, we don't have that. The Kraken. So the Kraken, it's your sort of light assault carrier platform, ships landing on top. Dragonflies, there's a specific like bay for them. There's a load of cargo on there as well. Assumedly, they've all sold out. So the standard Kraken sold out wave 1 entirely. You can get the complete packs, which are very expensive, if you still want to grab them. But there is still wave 2 and 3 for both the Kraken and the Kraken Privateer at midnight and 8 AM if you are interested in trying to grab one. You'll be able to buy it in-game eventually when it's actually in-game. They're both at the moment concept. $2,000. So it's $1,650 for the Kraken. $2,000 for the Privateer. So swapping out some of its cargo and that Dragonfly Bay for shops, basically. Making it much more of a shopping centre. Yes, and the Privateers are also sold out. But, yeah, Mobile Outpost and a massive bazaar. So massive like shopping centre. It's cool. Obviously, people are going to be like, oh no, I prefer the Bounty Merchantman. Yeah, and if you do, cool. You're not going to have as many ships landing on the Bounty Merchantman. The KRAKEN Privateer is much more of that sort of mobile space station, whereas the Bounty Merchantman much more of that sort of mobile marketplace. You've got the Mule, $45. Beast of Burden. That's what it is. Deals with cargo. Drake Vulture, $175. Absolutely fantastic little salvage ship. It's the best way of getting into salvage in the game at the moment. The Reclaimer is a bit more than 1 or 2 people can handle, in my opinion. It's sort of like 4 really is what you want to be running the Reclaimer with at the moment, especially with that new type of salvage coming in the not too distant future. Also, we have 10-year. I don't say 10-year. Everything comes with 10 years insurance, I believe. We've got the War Bond daily deal with the Vulture as well. So if you want to upgrade one of your ships to a Vulture, you get a little discount on that with those War Bond daily deals. I do believe everything comes with at least 10 years insurance during the IAE. Let me just actually double check that. View offers, 120 months insurance. But yeah. That's it for Drake Day. I'm really interested to know what you thought. Are you picking anything up? Are you renting anything? Are you excited by Drake Day? Or are you looking forward to another day? Like, I think tomorrow, well, I don't need to think, we've got 4 manufacturers taking the Expo Hall. So we've got Argo, Consolidated Outland, Greycat, and Kruger Intergalactic. And with Argo, we'll see the SRV sort of available to try out, and it's released in game, so you'll be able to tow ships around and use its large tractor beam to do other stuff as well, but it's primarily a sort of tow spaceship kind of ship itself. Going to be really useful for helping with mining and salvage and stuff like that in the future too. But interested to know what you think, what you're grabbing. Are you enjoying Alpha 3.21.1? Have you been enjoying the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo? Have you picked anything up? What are your thoughts? Please tell me in the comments below.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies? To see them driven before you? And to hear the lamentations of their women? No, of course not. It's NordVPN. I never saw Conan the Barbarian checking his bank balance and then watching some cool shows on Netflix, all while protecting his privacy and being super secure. To be honest, I can't even remember Conan wearing a shirt. Silly Conan. And now, a big old snake god's got your internet history. Good job. Don't be a Conan the Barbarian. Check out NordVPN. Links below for powerful discounts too. Do you like using your eye holes for extra immersion in Star Citizen and help aim and do some cool stuff? Well, you can with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, which is on sale at the moment. This gives you native high-precision head and eye tracking in Star Citizen. Very cool for general immersion, for combat both in ship or on foot. They are absolutely fantastic pieces of kit, and both Zin and I have one. Use the links below to grab one or to find out more. Every month we've been giving away a ship for Star Citizen, but for November, to celebrate the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2953, we are giving away a load of different ships, each to a different person. The Avenger Titan, the Drake Cutter, the C8X Pisces, the Mustang Alpha, and the Nomad. All great starter ships, but also useful for any fleet. They all come with a game package and lifetime insurance. That's all you need to start playing Star Citizen. That's 5 prizes and 5 chances to win. Just comment on any of my videos made during November to be in for a chance of winning. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that goes the extra mile in supporting the channel via Patreon or the join button under my videos and then becoming a channel member. Please consider joining those fabulous people as well. It allows us to make daily content for Star Citizen and Squadron 42, delving into all the news, drama, development info, and gameplay that these games have to offer. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.